Okay, guys, glad to have you back with us. We have John Rodriguez here from iFinance Mortgage. Henry Hernandez here from iFinance Mortgage as well.
Yeah, good guy.
And we were just talking about how we help our realtor partners. I mean, we really go out of our way to help our realtor partners to work with them. We don't just ask for their business, and we actually work with them and help them acquire the business. So we want to talk a little bit more about that and how we do that. And what are some of the things, John, that sets us apart in working with our realtor partners that you think that we should mention?
Sure. No, that's a great question. And we speak with hundreds of realtors, and one of the questions I usually ask them just to get the conversation going is, what are some things you really love about working with your current lender? Because most realtors love to brag about their lender.
Yeah.
Right? If they
that.
don't, then there's an
there's
opportunity for us,
yeah,
right? So usually they say, "Oh, he or she's great. Oh, they help fund these loans. They help us close quick. They're really nice to our buyers. This and that. And hey, that's great to hear. Oh, I value loyalty. I'm kind of talking in soliloquy here.
Yeah.
But and then I usually follow that question up with, if there was just one thing. Just one tiny thing that you'd love to see your lender do just a little bit better, what would it be? Oh, man, I don't know. They do such a good job. No, I know that. Of course they do. Otherwise, you wouldn't work with them. But just one thing. Think hard. And usually what it comes down to, Henry, is I just wish that they would be just a little faster in their responses. Mm-hmm. I wish they would just be a little more available. So usually it boils down to communication, availability, and I said, okay, hey, you know what? I get that. We can all work on that, right? And so we're building a common ground with them, and then I usually break into the conversation with something like this: would it be okay if I shared with you what we do that's just a little bit different? And before I share that with you, I'm going to double check something.
Sure.
I want to make sure that this didn't stop. Okay, it's still going. Good. Zach can edit that, but I got a phone call on there, so I was hoping it didn't kill the recording.
Got it.
Right?
No, that's a good point.
So usually what I ask is, or I ask them, is it okay if I share with you what we do that's just a little bit different from other brokers? Usually, sure, yeah, what do you do? Well, one of the things that we really pride ourselves in is we invest in you both personally and professionally. Oh, most people immediately think, when you think of investment, you think of money.
Yeah. What does this guy want from me? How much is this guy trying to get?
Exactly. But here I am telling you that we invest in you that way. So sometimes they're wondering, well, I wonder what they're going to give me. What are they doing? And I'm quick to say that we invest in them professionally by education. We pay for their education to come back to the number one lender in the country with our team to learn about new loan programs before anybody else hears about them, helping with marketing techniques to grow your business. So we pay for all of that. We pay for marketing materials like other lenders do too. On the personal side, it's all about mindset today. Every podcast, everything on Instagram, right. Everything is mindset this, mindset that. Well, we believe in that too. And so we help our realtors to grow their mind, to prepare their minds in a personal way so that they not only can look at things a little differently, maybe step outside the box and look for different ways to do something they've been doing for years, but now do it better, do it more efficiently. And we'll talk about the AI piece here a little bit later.
Yeah.
But, it takes time to invest in people. And we're interested in the relationship. So one of the things that I share with them that at iFinance Mortgage, and me personally, what I like to do is I like to know your goals. Tell me a little bit about your current marketing efforts. Tell me a little bit about your market. what are you doing currently to get more business?
And what are your challenges, right?
Exactly. What's working for you, what hasn't, and maybe what have you done Zillow leads? What investment in money, not just time, but money, have you also put in? And I like to listen to all of that, and then that also helps me because we purchase leads, and I like to send leads. Like, for instance, I sent a lead out to one of my Texas realtors, and I didn't benefit off of it because they had already had a lender that I valued their relationship with it. I didn't try to step in and take it, but the realtor closed the deal, and she made some really good money on it and helped a good client.
Nice.
So it's things like that we like to give back and make sure that the realtors are growing their business.
Yeah.
But we can't know it unless we ask the questions.
You talk. And a really good point. When you become, because I'm a licensed realtor myself, and I know that when you go through the whole process of being licensed and all that, they dabble briefly into loans, but they mainly dabble a little bit more about legalities of certain things, but they don't go into details about different programs and stuff like that exist and how it works. Right? And at the end of the day, a realtor's job is to sell a house and to show the houses and find the homes and a good deal. But they leave all of the other qualifications to the lender. Now, it really, really helps when you as a realtor really, truly understand the lending side. And you don't have to get too technical into how the processors calculate this and that, like
right.
all the little nicky numbers, because you don't want that. I know you don't want that. But if you have a decent understanding of the programs available, well, that's empowering, because now you become a much better salesperson. Because the person who you thought didn't qualify, well, now all of a sudden does qualify. What if the person tells you, I don't have money. I barely have any money to pay the rent, but I got good income. I just don't save any money,
Yeah.
So I could definitely afford a payment, even if it's higher than what I'm renting. I just haven't saved up any money because I'm just I like to eat out a lot or whatever his problem is, right? Well, there's down payment assistance program. And you might think, well, yeah, that guy doesn't. Why not? Wait a minute, that might be a client that you're letting go. And guess what? Somebody else is going to pick that up, Or what if the person says, well, I don't have a good social,
We have programs for that too.
You can do an ITIN loan, right?
Just another way we help grow your business as a realtor.
Exactly.
Because opportunities might be slipping through the cracks because, you know what, I'm looking for the clean loan, the clean borrower.
The cookie cutter, the way that we were trained, right? The one that has the right, DTI and
W-2s only, this and that, super simple.
A high credit score, all of that stuff. So when you know when you educate yourself a little bit into all those details, you really do become a more successful salesperson, which is at the end, that's what we want, and yeah, John touched a couple of points. We really do educate at iFinance. We help educate, and actually pay for it, all covered. Not like, here, go ahead and get this book. No, we actually cover that piece, and actually invite you to work with us in that field, so that now you're empowered to go out and actually get more business.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start working with us, or at least try us out, you can see the difference. We never ask anybody, leave that lender. That we don't. No. We just say, hey, we're here. We'll help you with your business. Give us a try. Just call us with scenarios. I don't know if you want to elaborate a little bit on some of the things that iFinance does for the realtors.
Yeah, for sure. And just right before I do that, typically people, like even realtors, will say, oh, I'll let my loan officer handle that. You know what? I don't even like to use the word loan officer anymore. The reason why is because that refers to a bank. It really does. You walk into a bank and you say, oh, I'd like to speak to a loan officer. Well, they're not standing there greeting you, waiting to talk. They're usually sitting at a desk somewhere, or they're not even there that day. You have to make an appointment to speak to them, right? Loan officers typically are known to sit behind a desk, wait for the business to come in. We are loan advisors. we partner with you as our realtor partners and with your clients. We advise. We walk right next to you and help you grow your business and give you advice how other successful realtors are growing their business, how we're helping them. So to use the word advisor means we're out in the field. We're out there with you. We're out there at your open houses, either in person or we introduced a new tool. And this is especially came about from our Texas and our Georgia and our Florida and our Arizona realtors that we're working with. We may not be able to be there in person, Henry, but from Saturday 1 to 4, when you have your open house, and let's say that's in Florida, and that means that's 10 to 1 our time here, and 10 a.m., that means that we're going to go on virtual. So when somebody walks in to your open house and they want to know, well, how much down payment do I need to put down? What's going to be my monthly payment? What's my interest rate? Well, typically you can't answer that, and you probably shouldn't. Legally, it's not part of your license. So that's where you get us on either WhatsApp video, or perhaps it's, if you have an iPhone, use your
FaceTime.
FaceTime, yeah. Some that'd be great. And I do this almost every weekend. They bring me on. They say, "Hey, how you doing, Sam? Teona, she tells me that you have a few questions about this," and I'm literally seeing this person. They're seeing me, and we're having a conversation. And I ask them. I say, "Hey, nice to have you in our open house today. So sorry I couldn't be there in person today, but I definitely wanted to make sure we answered your questions." What an impact that makes. Here's a loan advisor that made themselves available, even if they couldn't be there in person. And then we ask the appropriate questions. What are you thinking as far as down payment? Oh, okay. Here, let me do some numbers for you. Here's an estimated rate, right? So there's very few lenders. There's probably a few out there that do it, but very few that I know of that would even consider that tool to make it. So now you're confident when you go to your open house, you have a lender with you. You're good to go. So that's one thing that we really do to help you grow your business, because you can take, especially new realtors who maybe don't have a lot of clients or a book of business you've already done, past clients. So you're out there taking open houses, but maybe you don't want to do it because you're afraid I'm going to get these weird questions. We got you.
Exactly.
We got a team of 28 loan officers that are ready and waiting and available to assist you. And that's one way to grow your business. Mm-hmm. Another thing, Henry, that we do that I think is really, really valuable and important for our realtors is we provide weekly, or I do monthly, educational workshops. So let's say you're part of a team, or maybe you have your own team as a realtor. Maybe it's a team Hernandez, and you have 5 or 6 other realtors that are part of your team. We provide, like I do for one of my teams in Texas, a monthly. We get together, we do it on Zoom or Teams, whatever it is, and we provide market updates, loan product updates. We talk about scenarios and issues and challenges they may be having. That's huge. Most loan advisors are not doing those things today. Again, they've got the loan officer mentality with their hat on, and they sit back here and they wait for business. No, we can't do that. We got to help our realtors grow.
Yeah, we partner up with the realtor to give them the tools that they need, and we have such a variety of programs. I mean, one of the things that really sets us apart. Well, the two main things. Number one is communication. I think you touched on that.
Big.
And the other thing that really sets us apart, and that it's funny because most realtors don't believe us when we say it. They're like, "Oh, these guys are just pitching it." It's how fast we close. And when I say fast, I mean fast. I mean, if this is a cookie cutter loan, the kind that you like, that is just everything, the W-2s, you got everything, all the paperwork. I mean, how fast do we close a conventional loan? How fast can we close?
Oh, man. I had one of my loans a couple months ago. We had clear to close in 7 days. Like it was
7 days. This is not hard money, by the way.
No.
This is a conventional loan.
That included the appraisal.
Yeah.
The appraisal came back quickly. We had everything, all the ducks were lined up in their rows. We did a lot of pre-work.
Mm-hmm.
The borrower was super cooperative. The realtors on both sides were great. Title and escrow were awesome. So,
7 days, guys, for a conventional loan with appraisal. You have no idea how many realtors come to us stuck in a scenario that they're like about to lose this deal and says, can you guys save this deal? We step in and in record time close these things. Whereas the other lender was hitting a brick wall and they were just stuck and the time was just ticking and ticking.
We just had one of those, Henry, in Florida. I met this wonderful couple, both realtors. I met them. We actually took them on a workshop trip so they get educated. So we built a relationship with them. When we got back, they connected me with another realtor that works for Lennar. Home builders, they're huge, right?
Huge, yeah.
And everybody knows Lennar and, the Hortons and everybody. They have their own lending department. They have their own lending companies now. So everything, they will incentivize the borrowers for using their lender company, right? So they always push that way, get pre-approved through Lennar. Well, it turns out that this particular borrower, she was literally 12 months and 4 days out of bankruptcy. Okay? Lennar's not touching them. They're like, sorry, we can't do anything with you. Well, this couple that I invested my time in from Florida referred me to the Lennar agent who called me and said, hey, you got referred. Our people can't do it. Can you help? Now, mind you, they were already in escrow. They were already a week and a half into escrow.
Their deposit is in.
Their deposit's in there, like everything, right?
Contingency period.
Can you help bail us out was basically the question. If you can, we're going to give all of the full concessions, $22,000 of seller credit and concessions to this borrower, even though we're not using our in-house lender. I said, challenge accepted. Let's go. And there was a lot of hoops to jump through to help this borrower.
It's a bankruptcy, guys.
FHA loan, governmental loan, they want to cross every T, dot every I like 5 times. And we went through a lot, but we made it happen. This gal is now in her home. She has her keys. There were some times we had to talk each other out of the tree because I'm thinking, is this really the right timing for this person? And we all prayed about it. She took a weekend to pray about it. She came back to me on Monday and says, I want to keep this going. I'm almost there. I want this house. We made it happen. And this is from somebody else that would normally never give us business. They keep all the business in-house, the builders, typically. But it was a referral from this one to this one. Now this Lennar agent wants to work with me and wants to figure out a way to get all of her buyers' concessions still and still work with me outside of the Lennar system. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So pretty cool thing that we can help.
And that's
people.
just one of many. I know you've saved a bunch of people, a bunch of different people, different scenarios. And like I said,
all these gray hairs, man.
Hey, but you make it happen, and that's why they keep coming. Business keeps coming back, and we close them in as little as a week. Sometimes I think an average on those cookie cutter loans is more like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But guys, who's doing that? Nobody does that. You know that this typically takes anywhere from a month to 2 months sometimes, or 45 days when it's just a regular loan sometimes. Yeah. And the communication is really, really transparent and quick. And that's why we move so quickly, because we're not hiding anything. We get everything up front. There's usually no funding conditions. It just funds. So,
and most of the time with the funds, that's where the holdup is the lender is waiting to fund the loan, right? Well, we work with investors and banks that the money's already sitting there at the funding table. It's there. There's no delay. The monies are there. We're just waiting for the papers to be signed, and boom, monies are wired. It's done. We're not waiting 3, 4, 5 days afterwards for the monies to be be funded.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
a big
You
deal.
mentioned about that couple in Florida, the realtor couple.
Yeah.
That you said you flew them out.
Yeah.
And what is that program about? Where did they go? What did they do?
Yeah,
How
great
did you help them?
question. So it kind of circles back to the investment that we make into our realtor partners. So we took them out to the number one lender in the country. That's United Wholesale Mortgage, or UWM. And most of our realtors have never heard of them, right? But everybody's heard of Rocket Mortgage. Why? Because they advertise like crazy, right? So Rocket Mortgage, they're the number 2 lender in the country, and they hate it. UWM number 1. So we took, and you met them. You had a great
been there.
encounter with them too. They're Julio and Yereme. They're from the Tampa area. They do good things out there, helping their families and other families in their area. And so we brought them out there to get educated. They loved it. They came back with a lot of nuggets that they wrote down in their classes and from special speakers that came in. They mentioned that it was like going to a mini Tom Ferry camp. And people paid thousands of dollars to go see Tom Ferry and his people, right? Grant Cardone's and those people. Well, here all their expenses were covered to go out. 1-day class. They came back better, and that's the whole purpose.
Yeah, you
Grow.
flew them out there.
Hotels,
hotel, food,
we took
everything.
them from the Detroit
Everything.
airport. We had rental vehicles all set up, took them to their hotels, paid for their dinners and things like that. And, you know, they felt special, is how they put it. They felt special, even though we had a group of about 40 of us out there, realtor partners from all over the country.
Yeah.
And when they got back, they immediately looked for a way to refer to us, including their own business. So
That was a great trip. I was there,
awesome.
actually. You're
Yeah.
right. And, you know, when you go to these trips, which, by the way, guys, if you're interested, call us here at iFinance. We will hook you up, all expenses paid, so that you got to see this for yourself. When you actually go there and you see it for yourself,
incredible.
then you understand the monstrosity of the engine that's behind us.
Yeah.
Now you understand, well, we can fund a conventional deal in 7 to 14 days.
Yeah.
You'll understand it. You'll know that it's not BS.
Our back
You'll
end
actually
team
hear
is
it.
amazing.
It's
9,400 people work back there.
9,400 that are sitting in a desk processing.
Working on our loans. And the beautiful thing, too, about working with someone like UWM is we have direct contact. Me, Henry, as loan officers, loan advisors. We can pick up the phone and call an underwriter who's working on your borrower's file, find out what's happening with it, get a solution, answer, and move on. Whereas a lot of these other lenders, they're not set up that way internally. They assign you, as soon as you send a file in, now there's an account manager that's assigned to it. That is kind of like the middle person between them and underwriting that you can hardly speak to.
Mm-hmm.
So the speed in which we can get things done,
That's why it moves.
that's why
It moves
it
every
helps
day.
grow your business. You can now pass that on to us, go get more business. We work on this, we close that. In the meantime, you're going to get more business. So that's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. We're not here as, like he was explaining about the whole loan officer mentality, just sitting here waiting for deals to come because we know that you're the one that's hustling, because we know that you are. You're the one that's hustling. Let them hustle. They'll bring it to us. No. We're here to be in the trenches with you.
Yeah.
We empower you to have more knowledge and more tools, okay, so that you can go out and actually do a better job. I mean, and when it comes to tools, I'm going to touch on this really briefly, and then we'll do at another video an actual demonstration of it. But we're rolling out this we're rolling out this new AI tool. And guys, let me tell you, if you guys are not using AI, you're going to fall behind. AI is taking over everything. I know you've heard it everywhere, but you have to implement it into your business.
But Henry, if I I heard AI is going to take over my business and put me out of business. But we heard something different on that from the president and CEO of UWM.
Yep.
People ask him that all the time. And he says, no, AI's not going to take over your business or put you out of business, but the people using
There you go.
AI.
That's what I was
So
going to say.
back to your point.
Yeah. If
You're
in
not
the
using
future AI does what it does and we're going to have robots showing homes, what it is, brother. But right now, You have to capitalize on the tools available.
Yeah.
These AI tools are insane. And the way that they leverage your time and your marketing money is almost incomprehensible. Okay? So we have a package of AI tools that we're rolling out. And guys, we're giving it away. Okay? When I say this,
You know, well, I didn't hear that.
we're giving it away.
Giving it away? Are you
This
crazy?
is something that was built, cost money to build. We're giving it away.
He's giving it away.
Okay. And
Wow.
I'm just going to give you a little bit of the sauce. Imagine having almost like an assistant, if you will, that is overlooking all of your marketing efforts, all of your Facebook campaigns that you're doing, anything that you do marketing wise. And it's actually just like a hawk watching it. What I'm trying to say is that, you're busy in your day doing what you do, showing homes or just going about your day. You're not glued to your Facebook account wanting to comment immediately on everything that people are asking from these campaigns. You don't have to, because now you can have an AI do it, and it's not a chatbot. I'm not talking about a chatbot. Chatbot is a thing of the past. That is very old school. I'm talking about a real live AI that you can ask anything, and literally the people will rarely tell that this is an AI. They think they're talking to a realtor, because it already has the knowledge base to answer just about any question, but tweaked to be personalized to you and your brand. So what I'm trying to say is that you can literally run a campaign and just leave it, and this thing will talk to the people, answer their questions, and then, let me just book you an appointment so that you can get a call back from our realtors and stuff like that, or from me, if you want to call it, let it represent you. How powerful is that?
That's huge.
You don't need to be, and you have no idea how much business you lose because you did not immediately answer back.
Because they go to the next.
They're
you don't
scrolling,
respond
guys.
now,
They're
boom,
just scrolling.
Next.
They're scrolling. They found your ad or your post. They'll comment and they don't hear nothing. They just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
And they don't look on their inbox and check and see if you DM them back later. People don't do it. People want immediate, and that's what this does. And it captures the deals. It actually books calls for you on a calendar. Guys, all of that is free. And in this software, it actually has other tools that are way more advanced. I'm talking stuff like, if you have a website, it can have an actual, instead of a chat bot in the website, which you've seen before, it can actually have a voice AI. I'm talking about a person that sounds realistic, not robotic at all, answering any call, any questions they have live in person. Because people don't like to type anymore. You notice how they're always speaking on their phone?
Yeah.
Well, the same thing with your website. Why are they typing all their questions? No, they click this button, they just start talking to it, and the website's talking back to them, selling yourself and your services. That's available. There's other tools in there that to help you make your ads for Facebook, literally in seconds or a minute. Right?
The thing I hate, Henry, with some of the programs that I've seen out there on the market and everything is you got to go to all these different places to get this information. It's like, okay, I got to run over to Facebook and do this. Okay, I got to run over to my CRM and do this. I got to run and do this on it. But I heard through you that it might be a different experience.
Everything is right there, guys.
Everything
is right there in one shot. Put it to you this way. You even have the power to do email campaigns, massive email campaigns, cold email campaigns that work, not the ones that land in spam. I can elaborate on that later. You can do
targeted
webinars. Yeah. I mean, this thing is super powerful, and all we ask in return is that you give us a try. That's it. If you don't want to work with us, but you want to still use the tools, you can. But we want to show you that we're willing to put our money where our mouth is. When we say that we're partnering up to you to help you in the trenches, to hustle and get the business, we really do. And here at iFinance, you're not going to find that anywhere else. What other loan officer or broker, whatever you want to call it, gives you these things that cost money for you to use to benefit your business. They don't. They say, figure it out. Well, we actually teach you how to do this and organize it in a way where you don't have to, because you're probably like, yeah, that all sounds good. I don't have the time for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm busy and I can barely, handle the clients I have now. Why would I get more clients? Well, guess what? With this kind of system, like I said, imagine you already have an assistant and they're handling it. They're organizing everything to your schedule. So I'm not going to go too deep into that because it's like another video.
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to
gonna
do
do
another video with maybe some
like live screenshots and walk through the program and everything.
But just in a
It's
nutshell,
exciting.
that's the kind of stuff that it has. And guys, that's the kind of stuff that you get here at iFinance. All we ask people is just give us a try. Work with us. We're willing to fly you out, all expenses paid. So you can see behind the scenes of the banks that we work with. We're willing to give you these tools that cost money. This is AI, and not just old AI. This is the new cutting edge AI. I mean, these people, I'm telling you this, it sounds realistic.
I got a phone call when we were testing it out, and I could not tell the difference. It was like an actual human talking to me.
Right.
And I'm blown away.
Yeah, if
you're going to be blown away.
If you have a bunch of leads that are just sitting there, past clients, we can get this AI to call them and literally sell them. I mean, just them hearing it and talking to it, they're going to be blown away. They're going to be like, wow, this guy is really, he knows what he's doing, or this gal knows what she's doing. They'll want to come back and work with you. There's a lot of an array. So even if you have any marketing ideas, if you will, hit us up, because we might just be able to help you with that. And once again, all we're asking is for you to work with us, and you can get this kind of help absolutely for free. You help us, we help you. Bottom line.
Win-win.
That's the way a
your
good
clients,
relationship should be, right?
Your clients and your community, they'll love you. Your reputation continues to grow. And all we ask, like Henry said, give us a shot. Tell other people about your experience, other realtors, maybe people in your office. Hey, this was a great experience. And I have an example of that. One of my Texas offices started with just one realtor in there, and now we're working with about 10 different realtors within their shop.
Yeah, that's just word of mouth.
It's just word of mouth. And you know what? They have an in-house lender. Did I say that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, they have an in-house lender, and there's a reason why they've gone outside of that arrangement. So give us a shot.
Yeah.
We're ready. We're ready to help grow your business.
We're not going to sit here and say, if you have a scenario, call us. No. Call us just to talk, man. Call us to let us know what your struggles are. What do you guys think? How can we help you? You don't have to call us with a scenario, a loan in hand, to call us. We're not asking for that. We're asking, how could we work together? Okay, and let's produce that deal. Let's see how we can produce that deal together. But just hit us up if you have, if you've been struggling, or in the past, you've let go of some, or maybe people that have hit you up with some scenarios of they don't have it might be an I-10 loan, or they don't have good credit, or down payment assistance programs. All of these programs, guys, don't be afraid of them. Don't tell your clients, no, that's not a good program. You might just be losing a client. And remember, the more that you help somebody, trust me, that person will give you a referral.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were the type of person that was like, no, you need 15, 20%, you need even the FHA 3.5% down, you figure 3.5%, come on, you can get it. 3.5% is a lot of money on top of the closing costs.
Yeah,
especially if you're working in California. So guys, this down payment assistance that covers up to 5% down.
Legit.
Come on. This is free money. They don't even have to make any payments on that. So just call us. Call us so at least you can learn about the programs that we have, and no obligation whatsoever. Even if you have an in-house lender, guys, the more that you know, the better of a salesperson that it makes you.
I'm going to leave you with a little teaser too. 2 other ways to help grow your business. One of them has to do with homeowners insurance, and the other one has to do with what your past clients' rates are. Call Henry and I now. My number is 949-456-7056.
949-521-0440.
If you call us and ask us about homeowners insurance and past clients of yours and rates, I can guarantee you that we're going to show you a way to grow your business just on those two things alone. Something no other loan officer, loan advisor is doing right now. Call us. We'll help grow your business.
Exactly. Guys, just give us a call. Like I said, you don't need a scenario or anything. Just give us a call so that we can work together and share some marketing ideas and get your business going. We're here to work as a team.
Dude, I'm hungry. Let's go eat.
Let's go get something to eat, brother.